US. If you keep converting to Naira, you are not going to spend. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode. If you are new here, my name is Ola, and on this channel I provide tips to international students on how they can move from whatever country they are to their destination abroad. Sometimes I also give tips to international students on how they can navigate their life living abroad. So if you are new here, feel free to check through my other videos. I'm definitely sure that you find something helpful for you and for your journey. And may I ask that you subscribe to the Bestie Squad. All you need to do is press that subscribe button, and voila, you are already a bestie. In today's video, I'll be talking about the mistakes I made as a Nigerian living abroad. So if you are interested in this, probably you are a current international student abroad, or you are a prospective international student abroad that does not want to make this same mistake as I did, then I would say you should sit tight and you should watch the video. And without any further ado, we'll jump straight into the video. I have like a list of like 9 things that I think were the mistake that I personally made when I moved to the US. And if for people that don't know, I'm currently living in the US, because tell me how somebody told me like this past week that they thought I was living in the UK. And I'm like, why would you think that I live in the UK? Because I mostly and majorly create content about the US. So like, why would somebody think that I live in the UK? Like, even if you check through my channel, you probably see 2 or 3 videos that talk about the UK. So how would somebody just assume? But anyways, I live in the US currently, and I moved to the US in 2021 of July, and this is 2025. So I'm like, okay, if there's any time to, if there's like a best time to talk about like the mistakes I've made, this is the right time, so that prospective international students that are coming would learn from my mistakes and not necessarily make the same mistake that I made. And also so that international students that are new to the US, or maybe not new, can also learn from my mistake or relate to my story. Okay, so the first mistake I made is that thinking life abroad is a bed of roses. Like, back home when I was in Nigeria, I used to feel like, oh, if I travel abroad, like all my challenges will be solved. Oh, it's a bed of roses. I just wake up, I go out and I snap my finger and everything is going to work. Guys, things will work, oh, but you have to put in the efforts. You have to put in the effort. I used to think that life abroad was easy. Like, oh, you know how people say, oh, the system does not work in Nigeria. I used to feel like, oh, once you are out of Nigeria, you know, like the system will just start working for you. The second thing is not asking questions, because I don't want to look clueless. So when I first came here, like so many things that I did not understand, even with my job. I came here as a graduate student, and I got a graduate assistantship. So even with my job, like so many times I won't know things, but because I don't want to appear like, oh, this girl does not know what she's doing, I would not ask questions. And at the end of the day, I will end up figuring these things out by myself. But something that I've realized is like, it's not even just being abroad. Like, if you don't ask questions, nobody's going to know what is going on in your mind to actually assist you. So I'm telling you, if you're a prospective international student, or you are an international student that is already living abroad, ask questions. Let people point you in the right direction so that you can maximize your time. Because the time that you are using to figure it out on your own, you could literally use that to ask people questions, and instead of using like a whole day to figure out the particular problem, you could literally streamline into figuring it out in like 3 hours. So not asking question was like one thing that, you know, one mistake that I made. And I think naturally in my life, I just don't know how to ask for help, even though like right now I'm kind of like stepping away. Like, I've recognized that is a problem, so I'm literally like working towards, you know, knowing how to ask for help. Number 3 is converting everything to Naira. I made a video on my TikTok recently where I was like, oh, involve me, you that you are still converting money to Naira before you spend. And I know some people mistook that video because they thought that I was talking to people in Nigeria, but no, I'm actually talking to people in the US. I'm talking to people in the US, the people that keep converting. You're already in the US. If you keep converting to Naira, you are not going to spend. If you keep saying, oh, this thing that they are charging me $200 for, and you've converted it to naira, like, oh, do you know how much it's going to be in naira? You are not going to spend, and you're not even going to live and enjoy your life. Like, I literally had to learn this the hard way. Like, you're not going to live and enjoy your life. You're not even going to live the best quality of life, because you are constantly at the back of your mind converting this money to naira. So that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make when you are abroad. Even if it's not the US, converting whatever currency you are earning to naira before you spend, it's not going to work. For instance, popcorn might be $2 here. You've converted it to naira, and you're like, oh, popcorn is 4,000 naira. Like, oh, I'm not going to eat popcorn. My dear, you will stay there, because it's not only popcorn. What about chicken? You will not eat chicken. You will not eat meat. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So yes, stop converting to naira. I know, like, it's a mental battle, but you need to shut yourself out of it. You need to learn to train your mind. And I feel like the best way for you to train your mind is the fact that you can tell yourself that, oh, I'm not earning in naira or whatever country I'm coming from. I'm not earning in naira. I'm not earning in cedis. Like, my life has changed now. I've moved from whatever country I was coming from. I have moved to a new country now. So number 4 is thinking that community will find me automatically. I feel like when I was younger, I used to be like very friendly. I used to be like very easy to make friends. And please do not misquote me, I am still very friendly. But now I just keep to myself more. Like, it takes me extra time to warm up to people. So I'm just like, oh, like, I don't put myself out there, if that makes sense. But I'm always and readily available to make friends, but I'm not just putting myself out there. So like, when I first came to the US, I used to feel like, oh, community will find me, oh, they will come look for me, oh, they would say, oh, this is in Nigeria, we are just going to. But no, it doesn't work that way. You have to actively seek your community. Even when I left school and I transitioned to like where I am currently, I remember still thinking that, oh, these people will find me. Oh, but you need to put yourself out there. Even if they are Nigerians where you live, you need to put yourself out there to say, I want to be a part of this community, because this is the US and people cannot enforce anything on you. And even if you don't have a community, you should create a community. I know that is what I did. You should create a community for yourself. So yeah. Number 5 is underestimating the weather. Thankfully, I came in this summer. And let me tell you one quick story. I came in the summer. I came in July, which of course, that was like very hot. But I was still very cold, to the point that I would always go with my sweater everywhere. And people would look at me and say, like, people look at me strangely, like, who is this girl that is always going with sweater everywhere? But I'm guessing that the change of weather really affected me, because I came in the summer and I thought that summer was cold. Like, it was just cold to me. It was like the breeze was just cold to me. And then when people would ask me, I'll be like, oh, my favorite weather is the summer. But when the following year came and I witnessed what summer is, I'm like, nah, this can never be my favorite season. So when people come and then they tell me that, oh, they are cold, this and this and that, I understand, because I'm like, don't worry, it's the change in weather. By the time you spend 2 or 3 years here, you get accustomed to it. So yeah, I underestimated the weather. I felt like it wasn't gonna get hot as Nigeria. But trust me, I don't even know how to compare the weather side by side, because they are completely and entirely different. Like, sometimes the summer here, like, it causes dehydration. Like, it's so humid, I don't even know how to explain it. And then the cold, I feel like they are both on extreme spectrum, you know. And then the cold, oh my god, like, if you are coming in the winter, in the thick of the winter, January, please just layer up. I remember when I was in grad school, one of like my friends came in January and they did not bring a sweater. And I was like, they didn't bring a coat, they didn't bring anything. And I was like, why would you come in the middle of January and you didn't bring anything? And then they were like, oh, I didn't know that it was going to be that cold. I'm like, hey, like, nah, do not underestimate the weather. So that's another mistake I made. Number 6 is not understanding credit system early. I honestly would not say this was like a necessary mistake that I made, but I know a lot of people that make this mistake, and I'm going to tell you why I said this was not really a necessary mistake that I made. So I have friends in the US, like my friends gave me a rundown of, if you want to buy anything in the US, you need a credit card system, right? I had a credit card, but for me, I think the mistake I made was like not actively using my credit card, not actively trying to build my score. I just had a credit card. I was hardly spending on it, because if you know, in Nigeria, like, we don't want to check basically. Like me, I like, even if I'm owing my friends, I know how I am. So like, I don't have the strength to, to owe anybody. But now I understand that, like, for everything you need to get a car. Like, everybody, even when you want to get an apartment, everybody, they want to run your credit score. I mean, I have a good credit score, thanks to God, but I'm just saying that typically when people hear credit card system, they feel, oh, it's another way, it's an opportunity for them to, have a lot of loan, it's an opportunity for them to have like a lot of baggages. But if you can control yourself, you can do it. So once you come to the US, once you have your social security, once you have a job, or even if you don't have a job, start building your credit score. The moment you land in the US, you will be fine. My credit score is very good, like excellently good. And I'm a Nigerian like you, and I have 3 credit cards, and I do not owe. I do not overspend. The most important thing is learning how to cut your quotes according to your size. It's not necessarily in the aspect of credit card. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's not necessarily whether you have a credit card or you do not have a credit card. It is just having like a mental note in your head that you should not overspend. The next thing I was talking about is that thinking that I didn't need to learn the accents. Like, I used to be like, oh, I'm Nigerian. Like, every room I enter, I am always eager to tell people that, oh, I'm Nigerian. Like, unapologetically Nigerian. Like, that is how I want to be to people. Like, I don't want to ever put my culture behind, So I used to feel like, oh, I didn't need to ever change my accents. Like, I used to see how people abuse people that do like content using accents online. And people are like, why are you the first person to leave Nigeria? I necessarily would not say that is the challenge. I'm sure like these people that are using these accents, their target audience might not even be you people. You get what I'm saying? So, but let me not even digress. That was the digression. But I'm saying that I did not know that I needed to like learn the accents. The truth about it is, particularly if you are working with students can be very annoying. I work with college students. They can be very annoying. They will keep telling you to repeat yourself. For instance, right now I supervise students. I supervise 8 students right now. And in the spring, I teach a class of, last year, spring, how many people were in my class that I taught? I think like 30 something. So for them to understand me, I need to code switch for them to understand me. If not, they'll keep telling me to repeat myself. Even sometimes when I'm code switching, I see how they look confused. I have to ask them like, did you understand what I just said? So you need to learn their accents. I know, of course, I know there should be a place where you are drawing the line. For instance, I'm talking to you people. It's not like you are in the US, so why should I be trying to form accents for you? Because my target audience is international students. But when you see me talking to them, you see how I switch from how I'm talking right now to switching to talk a little bit like them. And I know some people are like, oh, you are betraying yourself, you are betraying your culture, you are betraying this, you are betraying that. Honestly, I don't think that is it. It's just that I'm like, I do not want to stress, I do not want to keep repeating myself. I am just going to talk like them. So yeah, that's something that I wish I learned early on, because I've always been like, no, I'm not going to betray my culture. No, I'm going to continue to maintain my Nigerian accent. I'm going to talk as a Nigerian. I'm not going to try to switch, but I'm not going to lie to you, it is stressful. So if you are coming to the US, I'm not saying you should necessarily lose yourself. Like, I did not lose myself. I still have my Nigerian accent. I still talk like a Nigerian. I still think like a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian, basically. Even when I become okay, I'm not going to talk about that, so let's just leave it. Number 8 is expecting people to understand life abroad. This one, I literally stopped explaining myself. When I first came to this country, 2-3 years, I used to feel like, oh, I needed people to understand me so that they could have empathy for me. I needed this, I needed that. But the thing is, there's no way you want to explain it to people. They would never understand. And I used to tell people, like, my prayer is that everybody would come here, everybody will understand how life is outside of Nigeria, and then you understand what it looks like, because I'm tired of explaining myself. And I think that is something that I thought everybody would understand. That was the mistake I made. Like, over explaining myself, always doing shalaye FC. Like, I remember when I first came to the US, like some of my friends were not understanding the time zone difference, and I would consistently, because I didn't want to lose my friends, I would consistently be trying to apologize, be trying to do this, be trying to do that, be trying to say this, say that. Oh, da, 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 da. I went to class, you have to read this, you have to, sometimes you have to read 10 pages, you have to do this one. Yeah, but I genuinely feel like they were not understanding me, and because of that I lost some of my friends. I mean, some of the good ones still stayed, but because of that I lost some of my friends. And yeah, I'm just saying that I do not genuinely think people back home will understand how it is like living abroad. Like, I was just talking to someone recently this year, but maybe 5 or 6 months ago, and I was like, I pay house rent monthly, and they were like, wait, it's not yearly. I'm like, wait, where have you been? We pay house monthly in the US. So, you know, I just don't genuinely think people would understand you. So just quit explaining yourself and just live your life, basically, because that's what I do now. I'm not gonna sit down, waste my speed to explain it to anybody. I'm just gonna live my life. And then the last one is not celebrating small wins. And I necessarily don't even think this has to do with being outside of Nigeria. I think this is just something that I generally don't really do, not celebrating small wins, because I'm just this type of person that I'm too futuristic. Like, once I achieve one goal, I'm thinking of the next goal I want to achieve. Why that is good, why that shows that, you know, you have a goal ahead of you, you have like a plan ahead of you. I also think that it is not too good because it doesn't allow you to have an act of gratitude. And for me, I know that is something that I'm also constantly working on, to always be grateful for the small things, for the small win that I am achieving. Even though I really want something high up, once I'm able to reach some steps, once I'm able to reach a particular milestone, even though my eyes is set on things above, you get what I'm saying? But I should still be able to celebrate the small things, you know, and just always have gratitude in my heart for, you know, where God has brought me to and where God is taking me to. So these are like the 9 mistakes that I made as a Nigerian living abroad, and I hope that you learn from my mistake and you do not make the same mistake. If you're already in the US, what are some of the mistakes that you think you've made? Please put it in the comment section. Let people learn from you. And also, if whether you're in the US or you're not in the US, what is another mistake that I spoke about that you think shocked you the most? Like, which of the mistake I spoke about that you think shocked you the most? Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to give my video a thumbs up, and I would see you in my next video. Bye.